My name is Melinda Colettis, my husband Phil Griffin. Together we're Professor Chef, and we teach you how to play with your food. He's right now humming the Muffin Man.
What lane does he live on?
Blueberry?
Drury.
Drury Lane.
Anyway.
And the interesting fact,
Oh my God.
right, the muffins that he was selling are not these type of muffins, but English muffins.
Oh, okay.
Because he's English.
Who cares?
There's things wrong with
There's a lot of things wrong with you. Can you turn that camera on, please?
See if I got the technology
Yeah,
here.
so he's going to do it from his watch because all he had to do is we're playing with some new equipment here today, and we're going to try to do some overhead shots. And when we edit it, when I edit it, it may or may not work. So anyway,
I don't know if it's working or not.
but of course it's not. So let's do this.
All right,
And we'll worry
just
about
let's get
that
going, okay?
tomorrow.
Mañana.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is measure out the butter. Now we have this.
Obviously, you notice that Melinda's taking over on this
Just
episode.
this part. So this is this was a 1 pound block of butter, and I thought this would be a pretty cool lesson. So I need a half a cup of butter, but I don't have any lines on this, and I
Just
don't know.
guess.
So you can just guess, or you can fill a measuring cup with 1 cup of liquid,
Can we do a half cup?
and then I'm gonna slice off some butter, and I put it in the liquid, and I need just a smidge more, a smidge. Nah, maybe a little bit more, maybe a skosh. Cindy, if you're watching, a skosh is for you. So, what happens is, to bring this up, is the level was at 1 cup. I'm tilting it, and then after I put the butter in it, it goes up to a cup and a quarter. So that's how you can measure peanut butter.
Anything that's a solid or a semi-solid that you need displacement, this would be a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now he's going to take it out with a fork. There we go. Perfect.
You could actually, if you had to measure wet ingredients, you could do this also that way.
What do you mean by that?
So if I had a cup of milk, I could use a cup of milk instead of water.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
Because I'm lazy.
Yeah, and cheap.
All right, so this muffin recipe that we're doing is a little bit different than most muffin recipes. Normally, I would use a melted butter, and you would just stir all the dry ingredients together. This one here is a little bit like a cookie dough, where we're actually going to cream in the sugar and butter together. Everything at room temperature is a good thing to do.
Okay, so that's the that's the
Butter and the sugar. Alright, so now we're going to add flour, salt, baking powder or baking soda in this one?
baking powder.
Baking powder.
So why do we have on baking powder?
Baking powder makes it go up higher.
Baking soda makes it go low.
So we're going to mix this all together lightly. Okay, that's all mixed together. The sort of dry team is mixed together. Move this out of the way.
So now we got to add the wet team.
So we're going to make a little hole in the bottom. So we're going to add the milk. If you want to change the flavor, substitute orange juice, apple juice.
My favorite vanilla. This is a vanilla
Yeah.
paste.
Yeah, it costs a
I
fortune.
know. But it tastes delicious.
Yeah.
This is good stuff. Oh, don't do that. Oh my God. We're going to get hate mail. I know we are. I know we are.
Just wash my hands.
Okay. Thank you. And now the egg.
Way about
This egg is from Stamp Farm on Greenville Avenue in Johnston. They have very happy chickens, so they have very beautiful eggs.
right. So then semi-mix this together in the center. I made a little well. Now I'm going to fold it all in together. Now this is a very lumpy batter. What you don't want to do when you're making muffins, is you don't want to overmix it. If you overmix it, it's going to be tough and chewy, and we don't want tough and chewy muffins.
Right.
It should just
So
come
you're
together.
so you're just mixing it till it just about comes together.
A little bit of lumps in it is not a problem. If you notice, I'm going down the bottom, bringing it up, folding it over.
Yeah, it's a folding technique. Just making sure you get all that flour up.
And this is a half a recipe.
Yes. Good. All right.
So that looks pretty good. So now what we're going to do is, we're going to do 2 types of muffins with this. This is the base. Right? So while I have a muffin that I like to make that I think is a neat little trick. Take the ice cream scoop. Want to fill it up about 2/3 of the way.
So this is a 1/3 of a cup ice cream scoop. We use these portion control scoops a lot, so we put a little bit more in there. And I love these little parchment liners because they go up a little bit and they look fancy pants. And
so we are going to put in some jelly in the center of this. So we're going to be making blueberry muffins, but we can substitute anything we wanted to instead of the blueberries.
that's correct.
Right? So this is just a neat little trick. Put in the center and put in some jelly.
That's and that's black.
But
You just
I know I
contaminated
just cross-contaminated it.
It's gone.
no, I'll use it today.
Okay. So what did he do there? This is a common mistake. A lot of
Yeah.
you know, you're making tuna fish, and you need more mayonnaise. So you put it in the container, you put it in the mayonnaise, the tuna, and then you put it back in the mayo. No, can't do that.
All right. So what we're doing right here is we got frozen blueberries. You can either add flour. I'm adding sugar, and the reason why I'm adding the sugar or the flour to this is because the blueberries are frozen. And if I put them in here, this will help with the not bleeding through.
Bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means that the color of the blueberries. Blueberries are so dark in color, and you know he doesn't like to see purple muffins.
All right, so that looks pretty good.
Yeah, all right. So,
Yeah, you just want to lightly fold them in.
yeah,
Okay.
and scoop. And flop. This is a drop batter, okay? There's drop batters, which is this. And then a thin batter is called a pour batter. That would be like a pancake or a
And I like the drop batters better. One thing we have found that a lot of people make muffins up ahead of time and they freeze them. And when you go to eat those frozen muffins, they don't taste the same. So what we have found is you can take and make the batter up ahead of time, and you can put this in the refrigerator if you wanted to, and put them in overnight. But if you make up a whole bunch of muffins, what you can actually do with this batter is you can take this batter, we put it into a silicone muffin tin, and then we froze it. So we froze this batter in a silicone muffin tin, and then when we wanted to, we take them, pop them out, put them in the freezer bag. When we need muffins, we put the frozen dough in the night before.
And we would dump it into this cup, let it thaw in the refrigerator overnight, and then I would put them in our microwave convection oven, and they get beautiful results. The one thing I did change though was I put in double of the baking powder. So whatever recipe it is, if you're going to freeze them, double the baking powder so you get more oven
spring. Yeah.
Okay, so
now we're going to put these in the oven.
no, we're not, because I'm in charge. So I'm going to put
Raw sugar
on top of them. I love doing this. He absolutely hates it, but you know what?
Get a mine too. Oh my word! I didn't need any more sweetness in that.
And we're gonna pop over the oven. Oh, stop it!
Too much sugar.
Stop it! You are out of control. All right, I'm gonna go pop these in the oven for about a half an hour at 375 degrees. I was talking to my pastry chef friend, hi Cindy if you're watching, and she said never to cook them with a convection oven because the batter can splatter. So did you put that on regular bake or did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so we're gonna try these regular bake as opposed to these were convection bake.
All right. So we're gonna open these up. This is the blueberry. Get a nice muffin top there. Looks pretty good. Cut it in half. Alright, no air pockets, nice little crumb. It looks really, really good.
Oh, that doesn't look bad. That does look nice.
Number one.
I don't know if it's up to Jordan Marsh standards.
Oh, you put the jelly in the center of the blueberry muffin too.
Yeah, I did.
So we got blueberries and the jelly center.
Well, I used the blueberry jelly.
Right?
So.
And I think that looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
It's
does
gooey.
look good. I wasn't happy with the way they came out. I wasn't happy with the oven spring on these for some reason, but
oven spring.
it's okay. I've done better, but. All right.
I'm gonna try one.
What happens if somebody? I'm not going to now. I'm going to ask you a question with your mouth full. What happens if you wanted to change this into a pumpkin muffin? A lot more changes.
No.
No. All right. Well, I would want like the pumpkin spice.
So you make up your pumpkin spice like you would normally make. Instead of putting the blueberries, put in the pumpkin.
Okay.
Just know that your muffins are going to be a little bit wetter.
Better.
So you might have to again increase a little bit of the baking powder and cut back on your milk. So you want the same consistency.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. I get
So
that.
you saw the consistency you're looking for.
Yeah.
The liquid, the milk is to give it some flavor. The butter is there to give it some flavor also.
Yeah.
I'm a lazy person, so my recipe that I make when I do these is the sugar. I put the sugar in, but I don't have to cream it.
Yeah.
And I use like using oil because I can just squirt it right
Yeah.
in.
The liquid. You melt the butter.
And melt the butter, yeah. Or I use oil because oil is quicker to
Yeah. And cheaper.
easier.
And easier. So I think we're done.
I think so.
All right. So tomorrow night.
Singapore noodles.
I love Singapore noodles and I really love this. I think they're
And we're gonna be making a grand masala
Oh,
curry.
we're going to be making the curry too.
Oh yeah,
wow,
that
this
is
full
awesome.
blow.
Yeah.
That might be a 15-minute video.
Yeah, we'll get it working ahead of time.
Anyway. All right, that's it. We'll see you tomorrow live at 5. Bye-bye.
Bye.